Hi guys, this is Tablet-News.com and I'm here with the ASUS VivoTab RT, a Windows RT tablet, and I'm not here to review the tablet, it's already been reviewed. I'm here to review the operating system. As you know, Windows RT is the latest operating system from Windows for ARM based devices. So a tablet with an ARM processor uses Windows RT and one with an x86 processor uses Windows 8. So this is the Windows 8 alternative to ARM processors on tablets. It's more power efficient and it generates slimmer tablets. So Intel based tablets, for example, will be bulkier and have worse battery life. Some won't have that worse battery life, but overall Windows RT on ARM processor will have more battery life and also slimmer designs, more beautiful designs. As you know, today finally Microsoft launched Windows 8 and Windows RT, the Surface tablets, and many more other Windows 8 and Windows RT tablets. That's why we're here to give you a rundown of the operating system. So you must know that there is a special connected standby technology on Windows RT that allows the device to actually function for weeks in standby mode due to low consumption. And as you can see, I keep swiping around horizontally. That's basically the idea of this formerly called Metro UI. It's now called Modern UI. Apparently Microsoft had some sort of copyright beef over the term Metro, so it sticks with Modern UI. In case those styles look familiar to you, well, they're inspired by Windows Phone 7 with its famous Metro UI tile interface. And for people who haven't ever used a Windows Phone or are not familiar with tiles, it takes a pretty big learning curve to actually get used to these tiles and the whole system of also skipping to desktop, the good old Windows 7 desktop, if I may call it so. But the main system is the tile one that you can see right here. Okay, so there's a lot of swiping going on in here. You can see me swiping from all sides with various movements. So let's see what each of these swipes can do. I must mention that the touch controller will measure the starting position of your swipe and also the velocity of your swipe. So there's not a special sensor here, it's just the touch sensor, the touch controller that measures the position of your finger. So you can do swiping from all the four edges of the tablet. If you swipe from the left, you trigger the multitasking and you swipe from one app to another, as I'm doing right here. And the cool thing is that if you are inside an app, and I'm in Xbox games now, you can also trigger the multitasking like this. So you can see the apps that are running right here. And there's also another cool feature. So for example, we're in this one, we trigger this app, and we want to partially use an application like that. You can use only one application like this. So for example, I can play this video right here that I have filmed while I'm trying to search for a game. So this is true multitasking. This is called snapping two applications together, and it will work with Skype. So imagine that on one side of the screen you'll be Skyping with people, and on the other one you'll be browsing around looking for games, other stuff like that. So you saw the swipe from the left. Let's see, now the swipe from the right. You already know this. We've shown you a Windows 8 preview last year. This is the charms bar with search. Aside from search, we've got the share option and the start that brings you right here to the start tiles. Also the devices option, and finally the settings, a very discrete area of settings for connectivity, sound, also brightness, notifications, power and keyboard. Of course you can also jump to the main settings like this one's users, notifications, search, share, general, privacy, a lot of settings. So that was the swipe from the right, and now we have the swipe from top to bottom. So if you swipe up, it will bring up the options. Right here in the start menu, it brings up a list of apps. But if you're in an application like, let's say, weather, and if you swipe up, it triggers all these options right here, which is pretty cool. Also, swiping from top to bottom doesn't actually mean anything in most apps except for Internet Explorer. In Internet Explorer it brings up the tabs here, and you must also know that a big swipe like this is basically closing down the app. So back in the old days you open a folder or an app like this, and you have that X here, and you press it and close it. Now you only have to do this and close it down instead of pressing that X. So that's all about the swiping. You must also know that the operating system automatically pauses, unloads, and takes care of the unused apps from the memory to better manage the memory. So on the ARM device, it's a good thing that it automatically unloads the unused apps. So if you open continuously many apps, some of them will be unloaded from the memory. That's the basic idea. Let's see, I have to show the desktop mode. It's available right here. I have Office open, so this is the folder system. You're probably familiar with this. It's basically Windows 7 if you want. Basic Windows. The options are available right here. We got File, Home, View, Share, Page, Manage, and of course Network. You can enter folders by double tapping. There's a Program Files, there's a Control Panel. You can cut and copy, so everything is easy. There are also shortcuts to the Office application like this. There's also a special version of Internet Explorer 10 for the desktop mode. So this is it. It's basically the version you're used to. However, there's also a special Metro UI version, this one, Internet Explorer 10 for Metro, with the frequent and pinned apps right here, keyboard like this, and you enter a site like this. The tabs are alternated between like this at the top. So that's the Internet Explorer 10 for Metro. As you can see, when I'm displaying the charms, the hour also comes up, and if you want to see the lock screen, well, here it is. Obviously, just like Windows Phone 8 and 7, swipe up. You can also get some notifications. The notifications are very discreet on this system, so let's say that you're in some app or in the home screen, and here you'll see a small and discrete blue window that will let you know that you received an email or someone tweeted about you or that an app was installed. Also, when you start installing apps, so let's go to the store. Loading. So we're going to pick a random app like Hulu Plus and start installing so that you see what happens and you also see the notification. I tapped install, and it's as easy as that. Since this is an ARM based tablet, you must know that the older Windows versions apps will not work on this device. Keep that in mind. So if you have any apps from previous Windows, it will not work on this one. You are obligated to download applications from the Windows Store, and you cannot install stuff, other, let's say third-party stuff. So this is the notification. You cannot install third-party stuff on your device, on your ARM device. Also, Windows RT comes pre-installed on your device. You cannot install it on some device or stuff like that. There's no start button. I guess you noticed that. So no start button here. Internet Explorer, folders, and the Office package. Let's see. Apparently Halo 4 will also be available for this ARM device and for Windows RT. The developers cannot make apps for the desktop version. It's important to know that. So you will not get special apps for the desktop version. And there's no side loading, so also remember that. I must also show you the Windows Store now. Basically the same horizontal experience. So if you saw the Windows Phone Marketplace on Windows Phone, it's basically the same thing. Very simplified with the updates listed at the top right, that is. I don't quite like this listing. It feels a bit strange, especially when you're used to Android. Well, at least you can sort them by newest, highest rating, prices, free, tutorial, trial, free and trial and paid. And there is also your apps section. So the store is very simple, very intuitive, very easy to navigate. And as you can see right here at the top right corner, we have a list of updates that are waiting to be performed. I just tapped it and here we are, it's waiting for updates. So this is it when it comes to the application store. We also have a control panel in desktop mode, so you can easily navigate around the options and tweak your system better. Aside from these settings that I've already shown you, those aren't enough. It's always good to have a decent control panel on your device. So I have to say that it's time to have a look at the applications on this device. You already saw Internet Explorer 10 and there's a lot more to show. So obviously you will receive emails on your tablet, and this is how you view the emails. This is my live account. You can also connect with Gmail account or whatever you're using, Yahoo account. This is how you view the email. It's simple, a 3-column view. Right here the sections of the email, right here the emails, and here the content of the email. I also want to show you how you deal with attachments. So we've got a Word file attached right here, attached to this email. How do you do it? You tap on it and you press open, and you'll enter desktop mode, and Office 2013 Word will open it, and this is how you view it basically. This is the more basic view. You can switch to the more complicated editing view with all the options one needs. Here we are, tapping that, and for now it's only showing me a web version if you want of the document, but you can also select a more editable version. As you can see, it's read-only compatibility mode for some reason, so not all the Word documents will work like this, sadly. Okay, so keep in mind that some Word documents will not actually work in Office 2013. It will not open them. It opens them in compatibility mode and read-only, which kind of sucks if you ask me. Let's see what else I can show you. So you saw briefly the email. Let's check it out a bit more. There's a sent section, an inbox section. That's how you start typing an email. As you can see, very intuitive, very easy. Closing this down. We're done with email, moving on to the calendar. It's filled with birthdays and a very simple view. Swiping to November, December, January. As you can see, it's cute that Halloween is highlighted among the US holidays. And that was the calendar. Streamlined view with the rest of the interface. There's also a very cute people hub. It being kept from Windows Phone as well. Basically all my contacts are here, and I'm talking about the contacts from my live account and my Twitter account. I can also add my Facebook account, but for some reason my Microsoft Live account was connected to my Facebook account. That's why I have so many contacts. So basically there's not even a need to connect my Facebook account, so that's why my live account became my Facebook account, so to say. And we have 14-hour notification. I can see what's new on Twitter since it's integrated in my People Hub. Everything is horizontal and streamlined with the modern UI interface. So if you ever saw People Hub in action on Windows Phone, it's also in action on Windows RT. Okay, so we also got maps. We got Bing Maps. Absolutely nothing has changed from Windows Phone, that's my impression. Maybe aside from the menu a bit, you can add a pin, select the map style, either with road view or go with aerial view. Zoom in, takes a while to load, didn't locate me quite decently. So my location is right here. It mistook a bit my location, but we'll have to deal with it. Pretty good details on this map once it loads. Very good display of the buildings in 3D. Even Google Maps is not able to show some of the buildings in my area, so thumbs up for it. Also directions and finding stuff, which is pretty cool. I just remembered I haven't shown you the versions of the keyboard on this device. So this is the main keyboard. You can go with this keyboard divided into 3. Pretty interesting. You got thumb typing, and in the middle we got numeric keys, so interesting. And handwriting. So let's say CNN. My writing is horrible. I just have to strike through, and CNN.com. It understood car.com. I guess it will have to do. I suppose it's a car website. So if you have a good handwriting and you want to write something fast, I recommend you use the handwriting keyboard. It's actually pretty decent. And then we move on to the more fun stuff, like the music app. I frankly like this a lot. I have become used to it. It integrates Xbox Music, and you simply go to your folders. This is how you navigate between folders, by the way, in Windows RT. I am in documents right now. I'm entering the computer, the micro SD card slot, and here I will see some thumbnails for my music, provided that they will load. Apparently they don't want to load this time, so this operating system is rather fresh. It's green at first, so it has quite a bit of bugs and some problems with the loading times. So if I enter Lana Del Rey and her albums, it apparently won't see it. Trying again, going up. And here's the security digital storage. Let's try this album. This one, it saw it, so let's play a tune. I select open. Quite a bit of steps to enter the song, and this is how you view the song with the options. You tap it to get a total view, turn it up. These are the options. You can go full screen. And more options here. We got previous, pause, playback options. There are repeat and shuffle. And a cute little visualizer, nothing fancy. You can go back by tapping on the screen. And this is the song is playing right now. You can also buy some more music if you want and see the top music. Okay, we're swiping to close. So that was the music. Time for the video. It's basically the same thing. It's got a very cool timeline, if I can say so. You know that thing where you move the video forward or backward, you fast forward or you go back. I like very much the graphics. It's very simple. It's actually simpler than on Android. So we got a bunch of full HD movie trailers. Let's see which one is not X-rated. As you can see, I'm previewing stuff by keeping my finger on it. This one is called Big Wending. Let's see what it's about. Once again, I'm tapping it and selecting open. And I like it very much when I can move this timeline like this. It's actually a pretty interesting system. The obvious options are here. You can also play to your Xbox or other device via DLNA or other technologies. And this was the video. It's actually very intuitive. It integrates obviously the Xbox service. As you can see, it's taking a while to load. So we've got Xbox video right here. Everything is integrated and streamlined with your other services. And let's see now, time for the camera. I'm talking about the default app on this tablet, since you also have an ASUS app. It's a very intuitive application. All the options are here. And the camera options include this video capture, even 1200p, if I can say so, 1200p, better said. Very few options here and very compact. Everything is compact and well organized. That was the video mode. Now it's time for the photo mode. These are the resolutions. Now I go to more and I can tweak brightness, contrast, auto and exposure. So very simple and very easy to work with. That's the camera interface. It's actually even simpler than the one on Windows Phone 7 that was very praised for its simplicity. Let me move on. You already saw the keyboards, and basically that normal keyboard was the one from Windows Phone 8, only in a bigger version. A good thing about this platform is that now the malware, the x86 malware, is gone. So the malware that was working on Windows 7 will not work on this device. So that is good news. And Flash will also work only on approved sites by Microsoft. And Microsoft, since we mentioned them, they have promised 100,000 applications available till January 2013. We also got a separate Windows Game Store right here. People may find it confusing that we have Xbox Live with games and also their very own store with games, so it's a bit confusing to have two stores with games. I've also installed YouTube for some reason. I'm not very happy with it, but it's decent. This is YouTube. A thing I must mention is that, check this out. So we are in tile mode. You select search from here. You will be searching among apps. However, if you're in YouTube and you select search, you're searching in YouTube player, so you're searching for a clip. So search becomes localized depending on the app that you use. I've also installed Twitter, a very good Twitter app. It's called Tweetrow, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Once again, you'll be doing a lot of horizontal swiping, and I also get a mention, and I can show my full profile right here with the latest stuff I tweeted, and I can move on to my tweets and mentions, and I can go back and I can see the timeline. I can see what people are saying. Sadly, this application has a bit of lag, and a feature that I like very much about it is that when I enter the timeline and I select a tweet like this one, it opens the web page from the link here in the right side, and I can see a small preview of it. I can even drag it to see the full article, provided that it will load sometime today. So here we are. I just pulled it and now I'm seeing the article straight from Twitter. So it's actually a pretty cool feature. And I can also select open browser to go to the browser and continue my experience. And that was the Twitter experience on this device. Okay, now let's go to productivity. Finally we're there. Going to desktop. Okay, desktop. So here you can see that we have the Office 2013 experience. Includes Word and PowerPoint, Excel and OneNote. So you know all of them. This is Office Word 2013. It comes pre-installed on all Windows RT tablets. Here we are. So these are some templates that we can play around with. Basic resume is one of them. I'm just showing you the basics here. It will take a long while to review Office 2013. You can see that the full array of options that you remember from previous Office releases is here. So you'll feel right at home. And I like very much the selection and copy paste on this tablet. As you can see, that's how you select with those two little round thingies. And it's very easy to select, copy and paste, much easier than on Android, for example. So this is how you work with Word. Frankly speaking, it's not a touch experience since the options are very small and you can easily tap one by mistake. Mistake it for another one. So if you want to mess around with the fonts, let me change keyboard. There are a lot of options to pick between. And sometimes you may press the wrong thing with your big finger, so I think this is made more for the mouse experience if you ask me, since the options are very, very small. Okay, so this is Word 2013. Don't save. Now I'm going to Excel. And Outlook is missing from here, you probably know that already. And let's see a chart, an expense report for traveling. PowerPoint is here though. And this is the travel expense report. Not interesting in it very much. And for the PowerPoint stuff, I'm going to go to the Hotmail and show you PowerPoint I received via email, so make stuff more interactive and more real, so to say. This is my email, and looking for that PowerPoint. Let's see where it is. I have a draft apparently. And let's see if search works this time. It would be cool to find a PowerPoint file in my email simply searching for its extension, but not. I guess I'm going to have to show you the basic version of a PowerPoint, the standard one, I mean the ones that are available as templates. So here we are, PowerPoint. OneNote is also a very cool tool, you'll see that immediately. Basically you're editing stuff together with your mates and you start work on the PC, you go to the tablet and keep on doing stuff. We have a retrospect template and this is PowerPoint. You're tapping to add a title and you continue to add a subtitle and other cool stuff in this version of PowerPoint. Finally, we've reached OneNote. So as I said, I'm ready to take a note right here, write it quickly. I go to my Windows phone, I find the note there, it's synchronized. I go to my PC, synchronized again, so more people can work together on the same stuff. You also have a history. You can mark as read, find by authors, so if there are more contributing authors, you'll find through this. There's also the option of drawing. As you can see, I'm messing around with the options because of my big fingers. That's why I advise you to use the mouse. So I'm trying to select draw, and once I draw here and save it, I can access my Windows Phone device and see the same drawing. So it's basically one-touch editing for a team. Okay guys, this was the Office experience on this device, and that was OneNote, and the notes are synced together for all devices. This is the whole package: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote 2013. And that's basically it. This is Windows RT, tested on the Asus VivoTab RT or Asus Tablet 600, a great operating system. I frankly prefer it to Android, but the applications take a long time to open. We have 2 gaming download services and some things are yet unclear. For example, the Office experience is a bit too mouse focused and not so touch focused in the desktop view, and frankly I find the desktop view useless. So this is it from Tablet-News.com. Hope you liked our review, and let us show you the website one more time to see how Internet Explorer 10 handles loading a website. It's actually very fast, faster than some Android tablets I've encountered. And this is the web browsing experience, and this is how you see the tabs. So this is it. This is Tablet-News.com. This was the Windows RT review. Hope you liked it. Windows for ARM devices, very good battery life, pretty fast aside from the opening apps experience. That's about it. This is Tablet-News.com. Bye bye.